What's up, everybody? I've been meaning to do this for a long time. Just want to do a little quick walkthrough, maybe probably not quick. Just gonna talk about some of the games in the arcade here, some of the little bit of story behind some of them. Let's check out what we got. So we got our pinball section right as you walk in the door here. Got some great pins. We got Stargate. We got this brand new Turtles machine and this F-14 Tomcat. Stargate pinball is pretty dope. Was really into this until we got this Turtles machine last week, and it's pretty much taken over my little extra pocket change that I've got. But it's pretty dope. F-14 Tomcat is very sick as well. It's a lot really unforgiving, really fast-paced, super fun. This Turtles game though, my god, it's so sick. We can talk about this for a long time, but these are all Charles games. Shout out to Charles for setting us up here, taking care of us, keeping these games in tip-top shape. They're always working just right. He's always on call to check up on them whenever anything's messing up. So we're glad that he's part of Channel 3 helping us out. We got this 20th anniversary reunion cabinet, Miss Pac-Man Galaga. This one should be out of here soon. It's for a client that should be picking it up. We'll hopefully have enough room for another pinball machine in here again once they come to grab this, so we're looking forward to that. We got our console section over here. Nice big CRTs here. Got General Chaos on the Sega Genesis is what's on right now. It's a very dope game. I don't know if you guys played this one. Super fun. One of my favorites as a kid growing up. Played this a lot. Super fun game. We got Star Castle over here. This is also Charles. Very dope game, kind of like a Asteroids kind of game. It's got this black and white vector monitor, but it's got this little gel screen over it to give some artificial color to the game, which is pretty super high tech back in the day. But it's super fun, super great looking vector game. We got Moonwalker here. This is one of the games that we actually put together at the arcade. We rebuilt this cabinet, all with brand new side art, T-molding, brand new control panel overlay, marquee, everything's new. This one is one of the few games that we have with the flat screen monitor with the scanline generator on it. It's a little bit lighter, obviously, and a little bit easier to maintain, but it's one of the few games that we actually don't have a CRT in. We got Joust here. This was a pickup that we found pretty good deal on a long time ago. Tony had to run out all the way to the plains. I don't remember where. It was like Lamar or something like that, way out east to pick this up. Said he grabbed it out of a barn or something like that. It's pretty good condition, a little bit crumbly on the bottom, but she looks real beautiful. Monitor is super crispy. Super fun game. Obviously, arcade classic, can't be true arcade without this game. We got Super Zaxxon. This is my favorite game in the arcade, actually. This was in Hyperspace. I bought this from Zyla before she closed. This was one that me and her we used to jam on before we opened Hyperspace. Neither one of us really played it much or had experience, so we kind of were on the same learning curve. Figuring it out, and of course she would just beat the shit out of me once she figured out how to play, and left me in the dust after a while. But I got a sweet spot in my heart for this game. I definitely takes me back to the beginning of all this arcade adventure. I would definitely like to see when people play this game. I get real excited. I try not to geek out and bother people when they're playing it, but I always want to kind of get people to get into it because it's super fun. We have Clax here. It's another game that we built. Did all the rebuild on the cabinet. Remember sanding this down and painting it myself, and did a lot of work. This is another one with a LCD monitor in it with the scanline generator as well. Got some nice flashy joysticks for this one. This is Tony's little idea here with these. Looks really good, still holding up after all these years. Definitely a fun puzzle game. We got Smash TV. This game I bought from Buyback Games, actually. a long time ago before they closed. Obviously, they had a few arcade games in there for sale. This was one that is in beautiful condition, original condition, and it's been holding up real well. Hasn't been having any problems, knock on wood, you know. But it's a super popular game. People like playing it. They usually jam out for a long time on this game when they see that we got it. They're usually pretty happy to play it here. And then we've got this one, Marvel vs. Capcom 2. This is one I picked up off Craigslist, I think, a long time ago, right before I left Hyperspace, or right around the time I left Hyperspace. I had this one at Boss Stage for a while. Kyle was nice enough to let me store a few of my games when I was in transition after I kind of fell out with Hyperspace. And he had this at his arcade, and this is probably my second favorite game. I love this game. So much fun, so much variety, so much hijinks, so many awesome characters in this game to play. Never really gets old. I've only beat it with one lineup. I've been working on trying to get another lineup to get through the game, but I'm just getting pretty much my ass beat real bad. So I gotta sharpen up on my skills on this one. We also have Marvel vs. Capcom, original Marvel vs. Capcom. This game is hard as hell. I'm terrible at it. The pacing of it is a lot slower than Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and I don't know how to play this game very well. I don't spend too much time playing it, but it's definitely awesome. Definitely has a fan base. People like playing it. My cousin JP, shout out to JP. He's always playing this when he comes in. Glad that it's here for him to jam out on when he stops by. And we got Stun Runner here. This is also a game of Charles's. He's got in here, we're renting it from him. It's a pretty dope game. I remember playing this when it was at Red Robin over there on 52nd, right by Namiko's, where obviously most people know that I used to chop up the sushi over there. But as a kid, there was this game and Sunset Riders in the Red Robin. It was always a treat to go to Red Robin and go sit and play in the arcade, a couple bucks. Mom would throw us playing Sunset Riders and Stun Runner. I'm pretty obsessed with this game as a kid. I didn't realize it was as old as it is back then. I thought it was a new game with the 3D graphics and stuff. It was pretty ahead of its time. But we used to jam out on that. Sick game, glad it's here. Now we got my baby right here, Virtual On. This is another game I got from Buyback Games. But when I got it, it was kind of in pieces. Only one side had a monitor, the other had like a freaking, I don't know what was in the other side. It was like it was in pieces. There was no monitor on the other side. I bought it anyway. I don't remember what I paid for. I think I paid like $250 for it, and hoping that I could be able to find pieces somewhere to put it together. And actually, luckily for everyone, I did find another Virtual on Craigslist. And I bought that one as well. So at one point I had two of these gigantic freaking machines in our workshop. Rest in peace to the workshop. And yeah, I'm pretty proud of this one. I did a lot of the work putting this together myself, getting it working, swapping out the CPUs from both of those to salvage this one. Still only one of these on. We couldn't get two working seats on these. They're both busted on one side, so this side doesn't move, which is a bummer. So we got one up close. That one's most comfortable. This player one side, and this one is a little bit less comfortable. I have to figure out a little cushion or something so you can sit up close, because it's not as comfortable on this side, obviously. But anyways, both sides are working. Super popular game. Kids really groove on this, especially the littler kids. Littler kids really love this game. And it's nice to be able to play it on free play, because it is really expensive to play, and it's super intricate, more intricate than you would think. It's more like kind of a fighter than a shooter. And yeah, there's a lot of technique, a lot of special moves and stuff that are not intuitive at all. You just got to learn by trial and error, and it just costs so much as a kid to play this. It was not something that you would want to put $1 in and get obliterated in like 50 seconds or whatever. So glad people can spend some time on this and learn some of the tech on it, because it's really dope. And we got this lock-on cabinet here. I picked up this off Craigslist, or one of Charles' friends actually had this game for sale, and right now it's got Star Wars on there. Pretty dope. obviously Star Wars classic game. It's on a MAME computer. There's also a bunch of other games on here. We got Paperboy and Afterburner and all of the Star Wars games on here. Little secret to those in the know, ask me if you want to play a different game on here, I'll put it on for you. We got Tubin. This is the last one I think that we got from Buyback. We cleaned those boys out. We got all the good from them before they closed. Rest in peace to Buyback Games. If anyone remembers Buyback, probably anybody in Denver in the video game community. Definitely older dudes and gals are gonna remember Buyback being the top shit back in the day. They had it on lock for a long time and then finally closed down a couple years ago. Sad to see them out of town, but keep the tradition alive here with some remnants from them. We got this Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition. This is actually a hyper fighting. This is one of the very first games that I bought. It's in here, this hyper fighting. We got the side art for Champion Edition in here on this Z-back. This used to be a turkey hunter that we picked up, and we redid all of the body work and redid this whole cabinet and dedicated this Street Fighter 2. This hyper fighting though, I feel like hyper fighting is the best version of this Street Fighter 2. You can argue amongst yourselves, but I don't think that there's really a better version. Street Fighter Turbo might be cool, but I definitely like hyper fighting. This is one of the first games I'm glad to have it. Obviously, it's a staple. It's never coming out of here. Super popular game. Everyone still jams out on this. Come beat up your girlfriend when they come in here. Couples always battling each other on this game. It's always fun to see. But one of my favorite games in here for sure. Very proud of this one. Here we got 4-slot Neo Geo. I think only 3 of the slots are working. Right now we got Metal Slug 2 on here. I think we got Puzzle Bobble and Bust a Move. And I think this is Samurai Showdown. No, I guess that only 2 are working right now, which is a bummer. Oh, wait, maybe there's another one working. No, I think it's just Metal Gear or Metal Slug and Puzzle Bobble in here right now. We do have a bunch of other Neo Geo cartridges. Maybe we'll swap some out sometime soon here. These are getting pretty stale on here. They've been on for about 6 months, but people definitely are loving playing Metal Slug. I see them play all the time. So we got Golden Axe, another dedicated original cabinet here. It's definitely a fun game. Definitely one that's nice to be able to play through in the free play setting. I don't know how many people actually pumped all the quarters in this game to get all the way through it. Definitely funny. Definitely the first level sounds in it definitely always crack me up when I hear people playing it. I don't remember where this game came from actually. This Neo Geo I forgot to mention. Someone actually gave this Neo Geo cabinet to us, donated it to us a long time ago. I don't remember who it was, but it was definitely a very generous thing to do. Definitely someone cared about the community, would like to see people enjoy something that they weren't getting a whole lot of use of. So definitely grateful for when people do that. It's super nice. Very nice and generous gift. Yeah, like I said, Golden Axe, I don't remember where this came from. I think probably just bought it on Craigslist or something like that, but definitely super good shape still, original condition, all original stuff, original seat control panel, and definitely super fun. Got Mega Man. My little sister drew this drawing, or painted this on here. Still got to get her to finish his face whenever she gets a chance. I think she was super tired. She did another mural I'll show you on the way out of the arcade. Super grateful for her contribution. She's always looking out. My little sister Lena, she's the best. It's pretty sweet art that she did here for us. We got Ghouls and Ghosts here. This is another one we put together. Kind of just threw it together with some original. I don't think these are original. I think these are a reprint marquee and bezel here. Definitely looks good. The monitor looks super crisp. Super harsh game. Super hard. People still jam on it. But yeah, I don't know how far they get. I don't think anybody's beaten it here. It's definitely one of those painful games that punishes you for trying to play, but it's definitely awesome, super fun. Got this big blue cabinet. This is one that I bought for Kyle at Boss Stage. Kyle, shout out wherever you are. I haven't heard from you and talked to you in a long time. Hope you're doing good, bud. Yeah, Street Fighter. Got Street Fighter 3 in here. When I bought it from him, he had the originals, just the Street Fighter 3. I still have the PCB in storage. We got Street Fighter 3 Third Strike in here, which is obviously one of the baddest arcade games ever. Didn't get much popularity. I think it was just like right at the turn 1999 of kind of the dying era of arcades, where people were all just playing the same exact games at home without having to pump quarters. So sad to see that this game didn't get as much love as it deserved, because it's a perfect game, honestly. We got Asteroids here. Picked this up for $400 way back when we were putting Channel 3 back together after Hyperspace. We split from Hyperspace. Bought it from a real nice dude in Aurora. He was an arcade enthusiast, had a very sweet setup at his house. Real nice guy. Hope he's doing good. Whoever you are out there, I don't remember who you are, but definitely gave us a beautiful game, beautiful condition. This is one that's always been pretty reliable. Lately it's been having a little bit of monitor issues, but Charles has been keeping up on it, and she's looking beautiful today. We got NBA Jam Tournament Edition, classic sports game. Probably one of the most popular games pretty much at the height of the arcade era. Don't remember where this one came from. We had to have just bought it somewhere, probably Craigslist, something like that. Typical, generally where we got most of our games, obviously. Still picking up games here and there when we see stuff that we like, and we're keeping it fresh in here. This is definitely one that's probably not going to leave, because it's definitely earned its spot in the arcades. Really good original condition. Side art's looking clean. Marquee. Missing a glass bezel for this. If anybody has got a black glass bezel for this cabinet, let me know. I would like to get this all complete here, but it's all right without it for now. We got Blitz, NBA Showtime. This is a sick game. It's got both games on there. Obviously, well, it's Blitz 2000, so it's the Bubby Brister, not the John Elway Broncos, which is a bummer, dude, because Bubby Brister was bumming, bro. Anybody who remembers Broncos post Elway was pretty sad, but definitely a super fun game. NBA Showtime obviously slaps. That NBA on NBC theme comes on, pops on, gets me all hyped up whenever the demo goes on for that game. This is another game I got from Kyle at Boss Stage. I bought it from him. He gave me a real good deal on it. He just wasn't getting the play out of it at Boss Stage, I don't think, at the time, and just wanted to clear up some space, I think. But glad to have it here. It was in storage for a long time. We didn't have it working for a real long time, and finally got it up and in an arcade, and super happy to have another great sports game in here. And we got Qbert here. This is original Qbert cabinet, but we rebuilt this one. It's totally refurbished. Everything is pretty clean on here. Pretty proud of our work. It's kind of cool to see our skills improving, putting games together towards the end of the workshop era. And kind of miss working on cabinets, honestly. It was a lot of work, sanding and bondoing and putting everything together, but I'm glad that we just have a complete arcade. We don't have to worry too much about doing that anymore. We got another reunion cabinet. Basically have it just for the Miss Pac-Man. Haven't been able to pick up an original Miss Pac-Man, but it's nice to also have another Galaga cabinet in here, because Galaga is so popular. Two people can play Galaga at once at the same time, so we got two cabinets, or they can play Miss Pac-Man as well. So it's pretty good for the limited amount of space that we've got here. Just serving a multi-purpose is good. Like having these combo games like Blitz and Showtime, so we can double the games without doubling the cabinets. This Pac-Man we got during the pandemic. Me and Aaron went up to Longmont or Loveland or something like that and picked this up for a good deal. Bought it from a dude up there. He owns a skate shop. Shout out to a dude up there with the skate shop. Forget who you are, honestly, but super cool guy, gave us a good deal. Super happy to have this back in the arcade. Yeah. Here we got Rolling Thunder. This one, it's a pretty fun game. Basically Shinobi, gun Shinobi, jumping up on the top, shooting dudes instead of throwing shurikens or whatever. Pretty much the same game. Pretty hard, pretty unforgiving. This is one that Tony had to have. He wanted it real bad, so got it. Kind of just made it out of the workshop finally, had a space for it, and it's on the floor now. Probably one of our least popular games. I'd like to maybe get something different to replace it, but there's some people that do like this game, but definitely one of the games that people are not playing as much as others. We got Turbo Outrun here. This is a awesome game. Yeah, I forget, probably just another Craigslist buy. Probably just picked it up. This is our only racing game. We needed a racing game. We got one of the best ones there is. It'd be sick to have the cockpit version of this, but stand-up version's still fun. I really like this game. I would like to beat it sometime, but I suck at the game, so it's not easy for me to do. The music on it's dope. Just gives you that super 80s vibe. Cruising all through Miami and stuff. I don't know. Super nostalgic. I love this game. Gapless. This is another game we picked up. This game we picked up from somewhere. It had to have been like in a really, really smoky bar for like decades. This is our smelliest game. It doesn't smell as bad as it used to, bro, but this thing smelled like a freaking ashtray, bro. It was so smelly. It's kind of got like generic stuff here. The side art's really good still. Original side art. This game is dope. Super underrated game. I really love that this is the sequel to Galaga, and how they kind of give you like the idea that whatever the humans, I guess they must be humans in this starships or whatever, reverse engineered the technology from the bug spaceships, and you get to end up sucking up the bugs like they suck you up with their little tractor beam. And I think that's really cool kind of story element. It kind of gives your imagination, kind of set your imagination with these simple games. You know, there's actually a struggle going on in the Galaga universe. There it is right there, the tractor beam. You can track these guys up too, and just you reverse engineered their tech and you use it against them. It's freaking very awesome. I love that. We got Defender, obviously classic. Where did we get this Defender? We actually had another Defender cabinet that looked way better than this. We rebuilt it for Kyle at Boss Stage. We put a multi-cade in there for him because a lot of the people coming in were wanting to play some older games, and he was mostly had like the Japanese rhythm games and fighting games and stuff like that. So we built a couple of these multi-cades for him. And yeah, I wish we kind of had the better one, but this is fine. Looks good. Monitor is really nice. Charles tuned up this monitor. The blacks on it were super light and burnt out, and it's looking perfect right now. It's super popular. Pinball players, probably the only arcade game pinball players really groove on, so glad to have that here as well. We got this really nice original Donkey Kong cabinet. This was a trade from Mike, one of our regulars. I haven't seen you in a while, Mike. Hope you're doing good, bud. Saw your little boy in here the other day. Glad to see him. He's getting big, getting high school and everything. But yeah, we traded him for had a Tekken 3 in a candy cab. We turned that into a multi-cade for him that he wanted and traded him straight up for this, which I'm pretty happy with. I'm sure he's happy playing his multi-cades, probably why he's not hanging out here much anymore. He's got all the games at his house, which is fine, but good trade. Probably the hardest damn game in here. I suck so bad at this game. People play it all the time. I am so bad. I don't know what to do at this game. We got Karate Champ. Karate Champ, where did this come from? I think we just a Craigslist buy again. I think it was like $200 or $300. Super cheap. We were getting some cheap games back in the day. I don't know we got lucky. Super glad to have this one. It's the OG fighting game. Definitely hilarious game to play, especially 2-player. Super fun doing front flips and kicking each other and punching each other in the stomach and shit. Definitely some silly elements. There's that dude, the referee, reminds me of my one of the sushi chefs I used to work with, Kobayashi-san. Sounds just like him, bro. It's so funny. Rest in peace, Kobayashi. Miss you, buddy. Yeah, sweet game, super fun. Had this on NES, which is totally terrible. NES version of this is just awful. There he is, Refurbished right here. Kind of looks like him too, honestly. It's kind of funny. But miss you, Refurbished. Yeah, this game is great. Love it. Shinobi, what's the story with Shinobi? I think you just had to, this is just like another random Craigslist buy. I think we got this super cheap too, maybe a few $100. This was all complete and working. So was this Karate Champ when we got it. I'm so happy to just get games that work. It's such a drag when you see a game that you want on Craigslist and it's in pieces and you're like, oh, I can get this to work, and you have to get all the parts for it. Such a nightmare. Just not into building games anymore. I'd just rather spend the extra money and get games in one piece that are already working, and we can just throw them right in here, especially since we don't have the workshop anymore. So it's making the whole building process a little bit more difficult. So just looking for complete games nowadays. Got Play Choice 10 here, original Nintendo cab. I think we put the work into all of this, putting this together. I've got some games on here, some good games. Rad Racer, Double Dragon, Castlevania, Contra, Mike Tyson's Punch Out, can't speak. Balloon Fight, Dr. Mario, Tetris. We have 2 more slots in here. I don't know what games I want to put on here with those last 2 slots. Games are getting pretty expensive for this Play Choice too. I haven't seen any around. Actually, I haven't been really looking too much. It's not high on the priority list since we've already got some really good games on here. But it would be nice to fill it out. Give me suggestions in the comments if you guys think of some games that would be fun in here. Definitely take some input. We've got Tournament Arkanoid. This is one of my other favorites, maybe probably top 3, top 5 favorite games in here. It's another one that we rebuilt. Put that high gloss red paint on there. I really like it. Super clean. I think this is the first one that we rebuilt. Got a lot of experience on this cab with bodywork and stuff. Pretty proud of it. It was definitely the first one that we put together. So this is another one that we do actually have a flat screen monitor on here, but it's alright. It looks fine with the scanline generator. Don't mind it on this cabinet. We got Strider. Bought this from Charles for a pretty penny. It's a beautiful game. Glad that he picked it up for us and held it for us. All original side art, control panel. Not side art. There's no. Oh, yeah, we do have original side art on here. Original marquee. Everything's original. Monitor looks great. This is another one that's not as popular as I thought it was going to be. It's definitely super fun. I love like the future Russia, future communist dudes getting fucked up by Strider. I'm into that. We got Mortal Kombat 2. Picked this one up for paid way more than I should have paid for it, but just wanted a Mortal Kombat game in the arcade. Yeah, happy to have it here. Definitely super popular. Girls like this one for some reason. Definitely like grooving on it. Yeah, what more can be said about Mortal Kombat 2? Really, it's one of the most popular arcade games ever. Can't really not have it in here, so that's why it's here. Here's our other Galaga. This one actually was the Galaga from Hyperspace, the Galaga from the original Channel 3. Tony actually sold this when we split. Me and Tony split to the guy that we bought the lock-on cabinet from, actually, and he ended up selling it back to us. So it's done some traveling, came back to us, and we're glad to have it here. So yep, back at Channel 3, same game that's been traveling. And we just got this X-Men, 4-player X-Men. It's another game that was at Channel 3 that Tony took with him. we had to replace it. He had a 2-player one in a Dynamo cab. It was real clean, but this is better, 4-player. Yeah, it only way it could be better is a 6-player, but then obviously we don't have room for that. So this is perfect, I think. 4-player is just good enough. And we got Centipede. This is Aaron's game. Bought it for someone off Craigslist. Yeah, he was telling me the story of how he was getting it out of this basement. They had to pull it through some basement window or something insane. I'm so glad I wasn't there. They had to like drag it under a deck or something through like cobblestone pavers, and it sounded like a nightmare. I'm glad that he did that and not me. Shout out to Aaron for always picking up the slack and doing all the heavy lifting. Glad you got some time away from the arcade these last few months while I was working at the sushi bar for the last, you know, whatever, half a year, 7 months. Thanks for picking up the slack, bro. Appreciate you. We got this Simpsons cab. This was another one we came out of hyperspace, and been at Channel 3 for a long time. And yeah, all original. It's a little bit beat up. Probably should get a new marquee. It's pretty ugly. This rip here, I don't know how they did that. Pretty shameful for that, but yeah, super popular game. We turned the demo mode off because William was bumming about hearing Bart yelling every 15 or 20 minutes on the advertised mode. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up all the games in the arcade. Oh yeah, we got some art here, original art from Chris Haven, famous artist, local artist, Denver. Got us with the Pac-Man and the ghosts up here, Hubert over here. Put something on these blank walls over here. Just need to get some more art coming around. And yep, little sushi sign. Got to get this working again. Got this from Patrick. Shout out to Patrick, one of my coworkers from Namiko's. I think Yuri-san, my old sensei, gave that to him, and he gave it to me. It's super nice neon sign. I want to get it working again. It's not really arcade related, but it is sentimental. Just keeping true to my roots, sushi roots. Hopefully, maybe soon get some sushi going on in here again. That'll be tight. And yeah, oh yeah, the last thing here, got the counter. We got our flat screens here for our tournaments and newer console stuff, Switches, Xbox, PlayStation stuff. We got our game library here. Got our other Neo Geo cards. Aero Fighters, should probably put that one in. One of my favorite games. King of Monsters, Samurai Showdown. Some other goofy stuff up there. Sengoku. Yeah, we got our games here. Got some more over here. Got this Pac-Man sign, gotta throw that up here. I'm getting lazy. We got some more games down here. Behind the counter area, register. Yuri-san's old register. Rest in peace, Yuri-san, miss you. And yep, my sister did this logo here on the wall. Looks really good. That pretty much wraps it up. Yeah, I don't know if I'll do another tour soon. Hopefully just here and there, just showing off some new games. Nice clean space. Just the right size, I think, for what we're doing here. I guess we'll go outside and check out Colfax too. So we got side art, window covers for S&G Signs. Shout out Destin and Daryl and Tino. S&G Signs, hit them up if you're in the Denver area, you need some signage. Got our banner up there, working on getting a more permanent sign. We got beautiful West Colfax, our beautiful parking lot. It's kind of in shambles. Here we are, this is it. We'll be here for at least a couple years until we find something more suitable, but I think this is gonna suit us just well for the time being. But thank you for checking out this video. Come see us at the arcade, 8410 West Colfax, Lakewood, Colorado. Love to see you coming through. Y'all have a great day.